Evil Dead Rise. This is written, directed by Lee Cronin, same person that did the movie The Hole in the Ground. Didn't watch the movie, but I seen the trailer. Didn't look that good, so I was kind of worried going into this one. And this is the 5th installment of the Evil Dead franchise. You know, we have Evil Dead 1, we have Evil Dead 2, the remake / sequel. Then you got Army of Darkness, then the remake, Evil Dead 2013, and then now we have Evil Dead Rise. And I'm going to be doing a ranking video for sure this time, so you can go check that out over here when that eventually drops. But for now, we're talking about the Evil Dead Rise film, and I gotta say, oh man, I'm so happy that Evil Dead is back. So there's a funny backstory with this movie. It originally was supposed to be a straight to HBO Max movie, HBO Max original film, and yeah, that's kind of weird that they were going to put an Evil Dead, a new Evil Dead movie, straight to VOD with this. I don't know why they did it. I guess Warner Brothers didn't have the confidence in this film, but luckily when they did show this at South by Southwest, you know, a lot of people that saw it first had positive reactions to it. So then Warner Brothers was like, all right, okay, so we're gonna put this in theaters, and I'm so glad that they did, because this is how you got to see this movie. If you can, see it in theaters first, because, you know, I think on a little screen, or, you know, for me, as, you know, common folk, has only a 50-inch TV, you know, if you see it there, it won't be as impactful as if you see it in a theater. So like I said, see it in theater if you can, because this is good. So we can't start a review of Evil Dead Rise without talking about our lead actress, the main baddie here, our Deadite, our main Deadite, and that's played by Alicia Sutherland. She does an amazing job as the person that gets possessed, the mom that gets possessed. And I just gotta say, before we get into it, dang, they gave her the shaft. This poor lady, she's just a mom, a single mom, you know, trying to make it with her kids in LA, and then her, you know, her deadbeat kind of sister comes along, you know, she got to help her out too, so she's taking care of all these people, and she gets turned into a Deadite for no reason. I mean, dang. But she does an amazing job here. A lot of, like, you know, physical acting in this film with her face and her body, you know, and just, you know, as well as just regular acting, I guess, if you call it, you know, just dialogue delivery. Does great. Everybody's doing a great job in this film. Everybody, there's no like lackluster performance that I feel that's coming out in this film. But like I said, Alicia's performance is the top notch. It's a star here because you see her the most throughout the film. She's doing the most work with terms of her body and stuff. Pretty crazy. I'm really impressed with what she did. And, you know, I always harp on the Oscar or the award ceremony stuff that they don't have a category in stunt work, which still to this day like blows my mind that they don't have a category for stunt work. I think it's time, you know, with all the movies like John Wick, this film, other films in the past, what's going on here? Also, one of my favorite things about this film is the location and the way that it's filmed in just like, you know, one place. I like that stuff, especially in my horror films. If you've been with me following this channel for a while, you know that that's one of my favorite things, is that when a movie is filmed in one location, one set, you know, one scenery, I think you could get a lot of like impactful stuff out of having just filming in one location. You don't have to worry about the world around it. But I know also that can be a detriment to the story as well. And speaking about the story, a lot of people have been saying online that, you know, the story of this film isn't that good. And as somebody who has watched the film, sat down, thought about it, and I think that's fine. The story argument, the lack of there not being any story for me kind of is like, it depends on who you are. For me, they tell you the story, you know, little bits here and there of like how things have gotten started, you know, where the book has been, you know, they don't tell you the full story behind what's going on. But I always am a proponent of like, you know, the show don't tell kind of method of storytelling, when, you know, you show us a little bit of stuff and then we can, as the audience, come to the conclusion of whether or not, you know, maybe this happened or maybe that's going on. But I also can see the point of some people where they want more information. But for me, I thought the story was fine. It was a very simple story, very straightforward. Woman gets possessed and we follow her as she tries to kill everyone in her family, and little bits of story, of backstory of different characters evolve throughout the film as we go in there. That was fine. You know, I'm just here for the gore mostly, you know, even though I'm not really into gore, but that's what you get. You came for an Evil Dead film. You came for this one thing in particular. But if I did have like a gripe with in terms of like the storytelling or just like the dialogue or something like that, there is a character in here. A little kid, you know, well, he's not little, but you know, he's a kid. He is basically the person that propels the plot throughout this entire film. If it wasn't for his dumbass action, this film wouldn't exist. You know, it would have ended very, very quickly. But he does something really, really stupid that my entire audience was just like, bro, really? You doing this? And I couldn't help but think about that the entire time I was watching this film. I was just like, dude, like, this wouldn't have happened if you didn't do that. You know, this is the whole thing. It's your fault. So if you're somebody that doesn't like stupid character decisions and is gonna harp on it the entire time of the movie and not enjoy the coolness that is provided in this film, then maybe this isn't the film for you. Because I know there's some of you out there that are just like, man, that character's so stupid and I can't think about anything else. Even though there's so much cool stuff around here, I'm gonna harp on that one thing. You know who you are. This is an Evil Dead film, and it wouldn't be an Evil Dead film without a lot of blood. So there is plenty of that in this film. People are getting covered in blood. People are, you know, using blood and drinking it and eating it, and it's getting in their mouth and their eyes. And they're, you know, people don't close their eyes or their mouths when, you know, blood is pouring onto them, which I never understood in movies, especially these Evil Dead films, but there's a lot of that in here. If you're into gore, I'm kind of squeamish when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's why I haven't really watched the Saw franchise in its entirety. But I'm going to do that soon for a ranking video because a new one's coming out. I'm scared. But like I said, as somebody that's not really into like the whole gore kind of stuff, I still enjoyed this stuff. There's a lot of gore stuff in here. So if you're into gore, this is the movie for you. If you're not into it, you might want to skip this one or just close your eyes like I did for some of the scenes. But I still enjoyed it. It's a spectacle of a film. You know, there's a lot of visually stunning things that are happening. There's a lot of shots that I really enjoyed. The use of darkness and like shadows in certain scenes. It's really cool. It's kind of impressive that this is the second film of this director, of Lee Cornell's career. Think he has a future. So to end things off, who is this movie for? I talked a little bit about it. If you're a person that likes gore, I think you're gonna like this film. If you are a fan or not fan of jump scares, then this is like 50-50 for you, because there's jump scares in this film. I mean, it's a horror film, so there's going to be jump scares, but I do think that they are done in a way that it's not like cheap and it's like they just doing it just to do it. I think the jump scares are earned in this film. So again, if you're not a fan of jump scares or you don't like jump scares, then probably don't watch this one movie. But again, if you're not a fan of jump scares, I don't know why you're watching a horror film, especially a horror film like this, you know. Gonna get it. Also, I know a lot of fans were excited for this film because, you know, a lot of Evil Dead fans were excited because it's another Evil Dead film and it might be like, you know, cheesy like the original trilogy. It's not like that. So I thought it was going to be a little cheesy. There's some funny moments in here. My theater did laugh at it a couple of times, but it's not intentionally. I don't think it's trying to be as funny as the first three films. You know, Bruce Campbell's not in here. It's another ding if you're looking for that. He's not in here other than like a cameo that he has that you blink, you'll miss it. But yeah, it's not as funny as the original Evil Dead films. I don't know if that's a pro or con for you guys, but just keep that in mind when you're thinking about going to see this film. And overall, guys, for me, I think this is a definite go see. Again, like I said, see it in theaters. If you're a fan of the Evil Dead franchise, support this film because Bruce Campbell came out and already said, you know, they are trying to make a movie, an Evil Dead film, every 2 to 3 years if this film is successful. So let's help it be successful so we can get more Evil Dead films like this. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, guys. If you like this film or you're planning on going to see this film, let me know in the comments down below. What's your favorite Evil Dead film? Again, like I said, I'm going to be doing a ranking video over here, tier list, whatever. It's going to be here, so you can get mad at me in my tier list because I'm pretty sure it's gonna piss some people off. But as always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys have been killing it lately on this channel. We're almost to 2,000 subscribers, which I never thought that would happen on this channel, but we're on our way. Let me know what some improvements that I can do. If you know, the audio sucks, let me know. The lighting, all that stuff. Be nice, let me know in the comments, but let's build this channel together. Let's make it be really, really good. Got limited resources, but I want to make it as best for you guys as possible. Thumbnails, all that stuff. Let me know what I can do. But as always, guys, keep watching movies.